As part of We the People, celebrating 250 years, here's This Day in History.
Down to America's 250th birthday this summer, we're sharing our We the People series, including This Day in History. Take it away, Charlie.
All right, on this date, May 16th, back in 1919, Wladziu Valentino Liberace was born in West Allis, Wisconsin, just outside of Milwaukee. Liberace's father played the French horn and was a member of the Milwaukee Philharmonic Orchestra, and his mother played the piano. Liberace debuted as a soloist with the Chicago Symphony at the age of 14 and received a scholarship to attend the Wisconsin College of Music. In 1952, the Liberace Show, a syndicated television program, made Liberace a musical icon. Best remembered for his extravagant costumes and trademark candelabra placed on the lids of flashy pianos, Liberace was loved by his audiences for his musical talent and unique showmanship. He received 2 Emmy Awards, 6 gold albums, and 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame before he died on February 4th, 1987. That's this day in history for May 16th.
It's like
Liberace.
A true performer.
I think he was big in Vegas too.
Yeah, that would make sense for all the flashy, like big shows and whatnot. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, we will be